Hi friends, let's once again start with the next topic from first unit, view of data or levels of abstraction, or which is also called as data abstraction. So data abstraction means what? Actually, abstraction is nothing but the hiding the complicated things from the end users. Okay, because end users always uh, could not interested uh, to go through the complicated things related with that particular data management policies. Means user should not going to be shown their interest, means how that data should get managed, or what is the relationship existing between that data. Means end users always just interested that outcome of data and how such data will get managed and what are the different relationship exist among these data. All these things are complicated things with respect to that particular end users, and DBMS provides the facility of data abstraction through different levels of abstraction. We will try to focus on all these levels. The major goal of database system is to provide an abstract view of the data. Okay, because an abstract view hides the details of how the data are stored and maintained. Okay, means the complicated details related to the data, that is how it is stored and maintained, are hidden from the end users. Okay, this is the aim of that particular using database systems. And in short, that data abstraction, which is also called as the way of hiding the complexity related with the data from the end users. Okay, and there are three levels of data abstractions are maintained over there. So let's try to focus on all the three levels. The first one, which is the physical level of abstraction, or just physical level. The next level, which is the logical level, or which is also called as a conceptual level. And the third one, which is the view level of abstraction. So let's focus on what will happen under every level of abstractions and how they deals with that abstraction concepts. The first one, which is the physical level of abstraction, and the physical level is the lowest level of the abstraction. It describes how a record is stored. It defines the lowest complicated data structure of the database system, and that's why it is deals with complicated things related or associated with data structures. Now that's why this level is hidden from the end users. Understood? Physical level of abstraction, the basic goal of database system is to provide the abstract view of data, because end users are not having any concerns with the complicated things. Means which things are happens or managed at the back end, no one is going to be shown their interest. Just like take an example of banking sectors, and we are using ATM machines to withdraw the amounts. Our concern is just to withdraw the amount. At that times we are not thinking like that, in which platform that program or application is designed and how they are going to manage that particular systems. Means how, what is the interface between hardware and softwares. Okay, means we are not interested in these things, we are just having concerns of withdrawal of amount from that particular ATM. Means similar things are applicable here. Okay, understood? The first level of abstraction, which is the physical level, and which describes how a record is stored. Means that keyword is important here, how a record is stored. And the next level of abstraction, which is the logical level of abstraction, and the logical level, which is the level next to physical level. Okay, and it describes what data is stored in database and the relationships among the data. Okay, means which things logical levels decides what data is stored in database and the relationship among those data. And the logical level fully decides the structure of the entire database, which is having concerns of to defining or deciding the structure of the entire database, logical structure of that entire database.
Yeah.
How many columns, how many rows are there,
Udah.
different
Wow,
constraints,
udah biasa.
all these things are there. Okay, sorry, I am trying to mute. And the DBA means database administrator uses logical level of the abstraction to decide what data is to be stored. Means DBA is an entity or role performed by any person which is called as database administrator, and who is going to use that particular logical level of abstraction to decide what data is to be stored. Understood? The second level of abstraction, which is the logical level, means conceptually or logically how the things are managed and processed, all these things are maintained under logical level. Just like take a simple examples of your personal computer or your laptops, means you are having that particular secondary storage, means hard disk storage. And though your hard disk having combined capacity as 1 TB 500 GB, but at the lookup you are doing that particular logical partitions of that particular hard drive, means split that entire data storage into different storage. Hmm? Just like C drive, D drive, E drive, as per your concern, means this is the logical partition na? Okay, of your actual or physical space available in your system. Okay, similarly logical level of abstraction is there. And the third level of abstraction, which is the view level of abstraction, and the view level is used to represent part of the database to the end user. Okay, means view level, which is the most important, means all the end users always concerns with that view level of abstractions only, because view level is used to represent part of the database to the end users. Okay, means though there is a huge database is there, but as per the concern of that particular users, that view level is just split that database in the form of different views and gives access of that particular views to that particular users. Okay, and though there is a complexity in the physical as well as logical level, uh, the user should not interact with the complexity. Means physical level and logical level having its complicated things, complexity of managing the things, but end user should not get interacted with such a kind of complexity, because end user just having concerns with views of that particular database. And the different views of the same database can be created, as I told, and views can also hide information for security purpose. Why they are creating the different logical views of one particular database? Because to hiding the information for security purpose. Okay, means no, it is not, you may say, is full useful task to gives access of entire database to all the users. Some of the part or some of the portion of that database which is the sensitive and critical one, such a access of such a kind of databases will not use or assigns to end users. Okay, only uh, you may say expected, and which things they are demanded, all these things they are going to be present to the end users for security purpose. Okay, understood. And after observing these diagrams of levels of abstractions or views of data, you are getting the idea. The first level, which is the physical level, and which is concerned with how the data should get managed, means which data structures and all these things, interfaces used to manage this data. All these things are decided under physical level. That's why end users are not interested to just go through physical level of abstraction. Logical level of abstraction, which is the next level of physical level, under which levels that what kind of data is stored, and uh, relationship exists among those data. All these things are decided there. Only that DBAs, means database administrators, are uh, having concerns with logical level. Means these uh, both the levels having or dealing with complicated thing. That's why this complexity is going to be hidden from end users, and that's why end users just having concerns with that particular view level of abstraction. Just understand, just assume this is the entire your database, means tables, and the entire table is going to be split into different views: view 1, view 2, view n. Okay, means just like n number of that particular views are there. Okay, and as per the concern, every individual or end user going to be access or avail the facility from that particular views. Okay, understood the concept of data abstraction or views of data? Have you
Yes,
understood
sir.
now, all of you?
Yes, sir.
If you are having any doubts, to always try to raise your hand.
Yes, sir.
There is facilities available to raising the hands. Okay, and if that meeting gets closed, also you need to rejoin within a minute. Okay. So hi friends, let's once again start with the next topic from first unit, which is data independence. So what is mean by data independence? Okay, data independence means one level of uh, database which should not get affected or impacted due to the next changes happens in next level of database, which is nothing but the data independence. Okay, means the ability to modify a schema definition in one level without affecting a schema definition in a higher level is called data independence. Understood? And here schema definition, schema means the overall logical structure of that particular database, which is called as a schema. Means indirectly data independence means the ability to modify schema definition in one level without affecting a schema definition in a higher level is called data independence, and which is also having another definition: the technique that allowed data to be changed without affecting the application that process on it, which is also called as data independence. Means the techniques that allow data to be changed without affecting the application that process on it. Okay, means without uh, make interfere or without disturbing the next level's task. All these things are happens, okay, independently, which is called as a data independence. And there are two types of data independence. The first one, which is the physical data independence, and the second one, which is called as a logical data independence. So what is meant by physical data independence? The physical data independence means the ability to modify this physical schema without changing the logical schema. Okay, means the ability to modify the physical schema without changing the logical schema. As in earlier phases, we already have been go through that levels of abstraction or views of data. Okay, and there are first two levels are there, physical level and logical level. Okay, these things are concerns with this, means the ability to modify the physical schema of that database without changing the logical schema. And modification at this level is to improve the performance of that particular database. Means why there is a necessity to make a change in that particular physical level of schema, because to improve the performance of database, such things or such a task are carried out. So what are the different examples of it? Just like to change in a data structure after applying the index on that particular data structure or database. Next, after applying the sequences on that particular database. Okay, many more, means these are the examples. Okay, or the task if we are supposed to apply on that particular database or tables, means indirectly we are trying to make a change in that physical structure of that particular database. But all these things expected without affecting the next level, without changing the logical schema. Okay, and the next level of data, the next type of data independence, which is logical data independence. And what is mean by logical data independence? The ability to modify the conceptual schema without causing application programs, the ability to modify the conceptual schema without causing application programs to be rewritten. And usually this is done when logical structure of database is altered, means we are trying to make a change in that particular logical schema or conceptual schema without causing application programs to be rewritten. Okay, and again what they said, that with respect to logical data independence, it is harder to achieve because the application programs are fully and functionally depends on it. In some of the cases these things, or which is that much of complicated things to achieve that particular logical data independence. Okay, example of logical data independence, the number of examples are there. Some of the selected examples are, suppose we want to add a new branch in college database. Okay, if you are trying to manage that college database, and through upcoming year onwards, newest branch should get added or started in that particular college, and at that times we need to add that branch in that existing college database also. Okay, and the next example of, suppose creation of view on a database, means create the different views on a existing database. Okay, these are the examples of logical data independence also.